guys, welcome back to the channel. This bus is back in here for the engine. We have a video, I'll post it, the link later in the video up on that side. It's the one that we did investigation on what was wrong with it, compression test, and found out cylinder 1 had a lot of scoring and it was washed out from the injector leaking constantly into the cylinder. We got the engine out, hello, or goodbye. And we got it over here. Kev started pulling it apart and tearing it down. A lot of oil. It's got the tins off. I figured you guys didn't want to see us take an engine out of a bus. It's not that exciting. Kev and I have to get real close. Real close. So we don't want to put that out there for people to see, you know? It's not inappropriate, but you know, it's just... Kev, do you want to see that? He's saying no, just so you know. It's a big no. Yeah, he's smiling a little bit though, maybe. So anyways, Kev's got this torn down over here. We're gonna break it all apart. We gotta pull the heads off, the cylinders, and all that fun stuff. Well, then we'll really see what's wrong with this engine. We know what's wrong with it, but we get to see there's no carnage, but the major wear in that there cylinder there. The rest of them, I think the others, I think this one was leaking a little bit. I think we got new injectors. We got brand new injectors. Just doing a top end build because the bottom end's good. It's the top end that got washed out. Oh, we're about to check the clutch. Is it all ready to come off? Can I just, are we ready for this? Clutch reveal. Clutch reveal! Really? Got everything? Oh, there we go. Oh, she pinched me, she bit me. It's stuck on the dowel. There we go. Well, we know when it was done. It was done 5/2/95. Were you even born yet, Kev? Wow, that was a while ago. I'd say we're probably gonna do a clutch in this. There's still some material left on it, but I'm glad someone wrote that on there. That's not something that you always see. And Graham apparently did it. Grandma? You think Grandma did it? Grandma! Pressure plate actually looks pretty good. It's not, doesn't look like it got too hot. Looks like it's wearing pretty good. There's a little bit of chatter marks on here. We might get that resurfaced. Resurfaced? Yeah. So, I'm gonna put a clutch in this since this is older than Kev. Alright. Back to work. Woo! We got Kev over here scrubbing. Oh yeah. Getting all in there nice and deep like. We're gonna sandblast these and give them some new paint. Semi-gloss. Engine paint. And then over here, took it outside, sprayed it down with some degreaser, pull the rest off with a scraper and that sort of thing, and it's better than it was, that's for sure. It was a mess. Actually, the jugs we don't have to do because we're gonna pull it apart. It's just gonna be the case. So that's where we're at with this. We're gonna keep tearing it down and check it out. All right, so Kev, who's right there, is got this engine torn down pretty good to where we're gonna start taking it apart. He pulled the injectors out. I missed that on camera, but it's not that exciting. But this is the #1 injector right here. Do you see the end of that? You see that right there on the end? It's kind of broken. Actually, very broken. That would be why it was leaking and pouring fuel inside that cylinder, and way too much fuel, and constantly. See the difference? And that one. So there was our problem. I can't wait to see that cylinder, see how washed out it is. So Kev's gonna start tearing this down. He also got the tins sandblasted, which is over here. Starting to do that, because we always do that when we get them in here. We sandblast them, you still gotta do those. And we'll get some new fresh paint on them. And there's some other tins that are kind of banged up, but we'll get this torn down and we'll investigate the inside of that. Get to it, Kev. All right, so we got this all torn down, the head's off, and the cylinder's off. Come over here. This is the one, this is the bad one. Can't really tell. The rings are worn, but really, this is the #1. And there's no cross hatching left. And there is quite the ridge. It's pretty bad. You see the ridge down on the bottom there? Flip it over here. Right there. So, I'm surprised it wasn't running worse. It had little to no compression in that cylinder. But the internals look really good. We're just gonna we're replacing the pistons in the heads. Kev's doing a great job over there. Very concentrated. Yep. Loving the grease. And I'll take you over and show you the heads. The heads aren't much prettier. This was the number one, and this has a bunch of gunk in it. This was what we were seeing down in the camera in that first video. If you guys didn't see that, I'll put a link to the video. There's a lot of carbon buildup. This is probably that excess fuel that was not getting burned, and then oil and all sorts of stuff just sitting in there making a mess. But this is a good sign too of an engine not being well taken care of. Kev's been working hard over here, putting the compression rings on the cylinders right now with a little bit of silicone. That's kind of a choice people make. Some people do it, some people don't. We do it. Helps seal that up just a little bit better. But you always want to make sure you put the compression rings on these bay window buses. If you don't have them, you will have major problems. It's got all the pistons in. You want to make sure your rings aren't lined up like this, because if they are, the oil is going to get right by there and they'll smoke pretty good. So you got to take them and offset them. I usually use offset them 180 degrees. Looks like he's got one jug on here. Yeah, and another thing too is he's got all the oil cleaned off this thing. This thing was nasty. Give it a little lube. Now we're just going to use the ring compressor.
It'd actually be easier to...
Let's counter, put those opposite of each other.
Yep.
Is that one over there?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I'm using this compression ring here to compress the rings. And this is a VW one. You can actually remove it when you're done. You have to use these so you can get it out around the studs. And just a little tappy. Just tap it in. Is it around the bottom? There we go. Nice. Yep. Got the first one. Yeah, you should be good. There it goes. You're on the second one. And you're on the third one. And we're good. We're in. Nice job, Kev. You can yank that out of there. Sorta, kinda. Yep, just tear it right out. And then that will slide on the rest of the way, and a little extra squirt. Like a glove, sorta. All right, got that one in, and 2 more to go. Good thing it's only a 4-cylinder. Because if it wasn't, we'd have 4 more to go.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
good
right.
math. All right, let's get her done. All right, this thing's coming along. Kev's got this head put back on. I know I'm not doing it, but you know, he's a good employee and he kind of knows what he's doing. And so we got a new rebuilt. We have a rebuilt head and new jugs and pistons and all that good stuff. And we're about to put the head on this side, and then all the tins will go on, and then we'll put her back in the orange bus. So. Slide some head on those jugs. It's upside down.
No,
I'm just
the spark plug has to go on.
Oh, it was a great look. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Oh, there we go. That pipe fits a lot nicer.
Ooh, that's smooth.
The other one, the studs were a bit bent, so it took some...
It's got to wiggle it a little bit. Wiggle jiggle. Wiggle jiggle onto the jugs.
That should be good. Now
Wiggle jiggle. A bit of wiggle jiggle.
Yeah.
There it goes. It's a good sound.
Yep.
nice and tight. Kev's gonna, this is the rocker arm assembly. Getting the nuts for all the studs. Got 4 across the top here, and 4 inside cover area. And there's your valve springs, and those get torqued. And a series of
One time to 11, and the second time I think it's 23 or something like that.
I think he's got it. Sound good?
Slightly different torque setting than
Yeah, a little different than the 1600s.
Yeah.
Yeah. These have different studs too. They taper down. They're skinny, and then they're thick again. Do you notice that?
Oh yeah, they have the other ones they're thick all the way along.
Yeah, they're the same thickness throughout. All right, we're gonna get those torqued.
Yeah.
And we'll start getting everything else back together. All right, getting this thing together. The tins are on it, heads are on it. He's all torqued. Got all new hardware on the tins. Looking good. Got half the fan shroud on there. The oil fill neck has been painted. We gotta put a new seal on here. Kev's dealing with the alternator right now. The little boot that goes on there was cracked a little, so we're gonna try to repair that. So here we are, Saturday morning, driving down to return the bus that we just did the engine in. Yeah, she's running good. I just ripped her down the highway at 65. I didn't want to push her too hard, new engine and all. But she's running really good, super happy. Had a few issues here and there. It wasn't charging, had a small oil leak. But it was just a push rod tube and the alternator connection to the battery had actually fallen off. We hadn't been in there, but it was just a bad connection and just came off, so happens. But yeah, she's really happy with the engine build. It came out good, and it's not flooding anymore, and it's good to go. So we're cruising now. We're down in Massachusetts. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for this, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Oh, dad joke. Yeah, when I found out my toaster wasn't waterproof, I was shocked. Yeah. Leave you on that, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching.